Welcome to Raleigh Roots, a podcast about living, working, and raising a family in the Triangle. Join hosts Kate and Catherine for lighthearted conversations, stories, and interviews about what it is really like to live here. Whether you're thinking about moving to the Triangle or have already planted roots here, tune in and listen on your favorite device. And now your hosts, Kate and Catherine.
Hello, Raleigh peeps, and welcome back to Raleigh Roots. Today is
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. And if you're watching, we are in green because we actually planned for once. Well, we hope you're either going to drink some green beer today.
Go celebrate.
Yeah, celebrate. What are you supposed to eat on St. Patrick's Day?
Like corned beef and hash, maybe.
Shepherd's
Really?
pie?
I don't know. Irish food.
Don't
Tim
know.
and I once went to Dublin
Potatoes?
for St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And you know, the funniest thing is all of the pubs, they were playing American Pie, which we thought was very odd. And we were both kind of taken aback by that. And they all wanted to know why we would go to Ireland and why we wouldn't go to Chicago. So apparently Chicago may be, but now let's be honest, this was 20-something years ago. So maybe not anymore.
But Chicago
Chicago's
does have a huge thing, and they do
They
make
dye the river
green.
Well, they
That's
have
right.
a big Irish contingent there.
Yes,
So.
they do. We thought we would bring some culture into our podcast since we have talked about lots of crazy things, and we need to be sophisticated sometimes. So we have a very amazing artist here, and her name is Denise Hughes. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
And we are lucky because we are also friends with her, and she is fun. And if you have a creative side, this is your chick. She is good.
And
good,
you've
good.
seen her work all throughout Raleigh if you've been to Marbles. She's all over my pediatrician office, which is great.
Wait, do you go to Oberlin Road?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
of course, when the kids were growing up, I'm like, she my friend, because your name would be all over the walls. I'm like, that's my friend.
And
That's
then-
my friend.
Did you do Midtown East? Did you do
Yes,
the
I
sunflowers?
did.
Like all the flowers on the wall.
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what else?
I just finished with my studio mate Autumn Copeland. We just did the Ridgewood murals beside the Whole Foods. So
Nice.
there's 3 murals there, and I'm getting ready to do a 4th
You are
coming up right on the Whole Foods building. So
There
Oh,
you
God,
go.
y'all. She is so good. And we're going to talk about this. But before we jump in, tell us about yourself, how you got into this. Were you born artistic? Or did you learn? Tell us all about it.
Well, I guess I was born with it. It just kind of came out of nowhere. And I just remember in 2nd grade was the first time that I really started drawing people and interesting sides. And I guess in 2nd grade, you're 7,
Yeah.
maybe. Miss Kelly, the teacher, called my mom and after school, and I thought I was in trouble, of course. And she wanted to tell my mom that, your daughter has a talent and you should get her some private lessons and all this sort of thing. Anyway, years and years gone. Of course, that was 2nd grade. My first year in college, I came back home and I went to see if Miss Kelly was still there. I'd never been back to the elementary school.
Oh, I love that.
She was still there. And she had laminated all of my drawings and was still using them on the calendar.
I have chills.
Denise.
Yes.
That's amazing, Denise.
That was really, really
How cool is that? I mean, that means you are good.
Well, she kept them. I was just so surprised. And she still.
Mine threw mine in the trash can. I'm certain. I'm
Oh,
certain.
wow.
That is so good. Oh, my God. Do you know that I never knew that story?
I didn't either.
How awesome is that? And so was your mom like, okay, well, maybe she's got a good talent. Maybe she doesn't. Did she embrace that? Was she like,
She did. And I mean, I was the last of 4, and we didn't have a lot of means, but we did a couple of private art lessons, and then that just kind of fell to the side, and I was just doing it on my own at that point. And then, of course, I went on to college where I studied medical illustration for 3.5 years, thinking that I wanted to
Whoa.
illustrate textbooks for
I
medical
did not know that either.
practices. Yeah, so I did that for
Did
three
you
and
have
a
to
half
draw
years.
anything funny like boobs and a penis?
Oh, I had to draw all sorts of stuff.
Is that like, that's pretty technical, right?
Yeah.
It's very technical. And so I did that, and I really thought that I would like it, but it was just at the time, this is going to show my age, it was just at the time when computers were coming around and sort of taking over that sort of thing. And so I really kind of lost my passion for it. Ended up getting a painting degree from East Carolina.
Oh, yeah. Pirates. Go Pirates.
Another pirate.
That's right. She does this really cool bottle cap art. It's different. I think the first piece I ever, because our kids went at the same elementary school, and the tree at Joyner that you did on the outside. I know you did a lot more before that, but that was the first that I'm like, how can a brain be that talented and that creative? Like, you are just good. And I'm not just, I mean, y'all, it is the craziest thing I've ever seen. She gets together just buttons and plastic pieces, and you tell us about it because I'm not going to do it right. And if you see her work, it's amazing. Your mouth falls open.
Yeah. You'll know it's hers too. It is unique. It has your spin all over it.
Yeah.
And tell us about that art.
Yeah.
Like how
did you come up with bottle caps? And because really a lot of your art is recycling.
Yes.
Which
is
fantastic.
Yes, I love it. I would say it started. I don't even know what I was investigating, but I was just doing some Google research and came across years ago a video taken in the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. And this filmographer had gone and they couldn't figure out why all the birds were dying. And so what they did was they cut open the birds, and what they found was they were filled with plastic.
No way.
From the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, because it looks like food and they ingest it and then they die. And so this really, it struck a chord. And so I decided to start making art out of plastic bottle caps.
So you took your passion, what you're really good at, and you're saving animals.
Yeah, try.
You are. And so people will now drop off, buttons and bottle caps. And she takes all of these plastic things and creates this art. And it can be famous people, it can be nature. One of the ones I've seen recently, and this story, I might start crying even talking about it, but this sweet little girl that just passed away. Please tell us that story, because her art touches people. There are really special stories behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about this sweet one you did for this little girl.
So this is a story of a 19-year-old named Ainsley from Kansas City. And her mom approached me. I can't remember how she found me out of Kansas, but anyway, her daughter passed away at 19 years old in 2020. And I didn't ask how or why, but it was clear that she had a lifelong illness. But anyway, she wondered if I could make something artistic out of all of her belongings. And so they sent me 3 big boxes, and it had her shell collection, all her jewelry, her baby ballet shoes and tap shoes, her crowns, her little bits of trophies and medals, and they sent me all of the posters from her bedroom. And so I started this piece, which they wanted it large, so it ended up being 4 foot wide by 8 foot tall, so quite large.
Wow.
And they knew exactly where they were going to put it. They built this house. It was going to go right in the stairway. And so we went back and forth with sketches, but I came up with, there was this photo of her from the back with her arms up in the air. And I just thought that really, was very inspiring for her and her family. And so I used all the posters for the background, and she's overlooking her favorite place, which was Lake City, Colorado. And it's made up of all of her things.
And you guys, if you are listening, please make an effort to go and check this out. And we'll link all of your Instagram. And it is the most touching thing I have ever seen. It is so great. The parents, that's what they see every day and they walk in.
Yeah.
And I
Such a
don't,
tribute,
right?
tribute
I
to
know.
her life.
And the parents were just so lovely to work with. And they just, a lot of people, when I told them what I was working on, they were just, oh, that's terrible. And, but the parents really celebrated her life and continue to celebrate. And that's what this was. It was a celebration of
I
Ainsley.
love that. That is so
What
great.
an honor. Did you just feel so
Oh,
honored?
so honored. It was a very emotional month.
I can only
Oh,
imagine.
Yeah.
I don't even think I could have gotten through
I
it.
would have cried so
It would have been
much.
ruined from just like snot and tears all over. I'd have been like, sorry. I would never be doing it because I cannot even draw a stick figure. But. And speaking of really neat pieces, she has done this bottle cap art of famous people. Dolly Parton, Prince,
Mick
Ozzy?
Jagger.
Jagger.
Ozzy. Oh, maybe you should. Ozzy should
I
be
should.
next.
What did you do, Tina Turner?
No.
Will you do Tina Turner?
It's on the list. I've got an ongoing list.
Well,
I
that's
love Tina.
She's my favorite. But Dolly Parton, y'all, you spill the beans. It's too exciting. You spill the beans.
Right at the beginning of the pandemic, I couldn't get to my studio. I was working from home, so I started playing around with these buttons and that sort of thing. And I thought, I'll just do this portrait of Dolly. So made this portrait using lots of horses and, things that sort of related to her and her life. And I tagged it on a bunch of social media. Didn't really know what I was doing, but her creative director reached out to me via email and said, Dolly doesn't buy portraits of herself, but if you'd like, we can put it on a fan-based website if you'd like to sell it. And I said, sure. And then I got
so easy.
Yeah,
Sure. No problem. Sure.
And so about 5 days later, the same creative director emailed me and said, well, do you take company credit cards? Because Dolly actually wants it for herself. She's very impressed.
Oh my God.
And she would like it for her own personal collection.
Now, I'm sorry. That is good,
So
honey.
that's in her house.
It's in her foyer where she can see it
Stop.
every day.
Denise.
Yeah.
I know.
Unbelievable.
Pinnacle of my career.
I mean,
I have chills again. I'm just
on.
going to stay with chills the whole time we're in here. That's
I know.
amazing.
That was really.
And
Oh, wow.
I want to be famous. I'm just going to be your best friend and be like, well, she sold her painting to Dolly Parton.
To Dolly Parton. But it is, that's what these pieces are unique. They are so creative, and I can see, they're breathtaking, honestly.
Thank you.
There's so
It
much
really
to
is
look
so
at,
cool.
and it flows together.
It's almost surreal to think that someone has that in their bones and their brain and their body and can do that. It is crazy to me. I'm like, wow. But tell us, do you have this like internal thing that says, my day is better when I do art? Like, what inspires you to get out there and do this?
Art is my therapy.
Okay.
It's what keeps me going. I literally live, eat, and breathe it. It's constant. It's my constant.
And
It's
if
always
you
on my mind.
and if you don't do it like for a couple of days, are you like jonesing
Then
for
my
it?
kids are like, you need to get back in the studio, Mom. Please
Wow.
go back.
And speaking of, where is your studio?
And my studio it's called the Blue Door on Bickett. And I share it with an amazing artist, Autumn Copeland, who is the Greenway artist.
Oh,
In
okay.
Raleigh. She's
Yeah.
amazing. And so it's the two of us, and it's on Bickett Boulevard
Yes.
here in Raleigh.
And is it open for people to come in and see your stuff?
It is. We have openings all the time, but on a consistent basis, we're open from 3 to 5 daily, every day.
Okay.
And you can
So-
purchase art there too?
Yes, you can purchase arts, originals, prints. We always have other artists coming in, so there's lots to see. And plus now, Trophy Brewery is right next door,
Yes.
as well as Aja.
Yep.
So it's great to have that community. We're getting a lot more traffic.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And both of those restaurants are great.
What was your first bottle cap art? What was the first piece you created?
The first piece out of actual bottle caps would be the one at Joyner.
Oh, it was.
That
was
was
the first
my
one ever.
very first one, which was, it involved every child in the school used a drill, learned how to use a drill, and put their marks on it. It was a really great
So our
project.
kids did that.
I remember having to collect the bottle
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I remember all the bottles in our house. We would recycle the bottle and keep all of the caps for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were
And
taking
they
that
all
collection.
went in.
And speaking of that, do you still take donations and collections from bottle caps and old toys? Do you take all that
I
still?
do. In fact, most of my art relies on donations. I do not, however, take any more bottle caps because they're just so large. And what I found with the pieces that I had to make, that I was making out of bottle caps, had to be so large. And that's why I started downsizing to buttons and to smaller plastic.
Tell us some examples. So if people want to, listeners, donate, or if, you're cleaning out your playroom, or
Yes, exactly.
we need to hook her up with Ashley, who does home organization and helps clean out.
That's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, because anybody that has, give us examples.
Legos.
So Legos.
Legos?
I do love Barbie dolls
Okay.
because I like, taking their arms off and using them for details.
Do you ever make one of the Barbies do a middle finger?
No, but I do have some middle finger pieces.
And you hide them so nobody can see.
Especially the one I just did, which is this. I made this bodysuit out of chains and put all the plastic toys and everything on it. And there's a little one hidden there. But it's called the Mother Load. And it is, every piece on it has to do with being a mother. It's got Band-Aids and aspirin and, beach toys
a wine
and
glass,
food and wine glass and the middle finger.
I was about to say the middle finger should be front and center, baby.
Seriously.
So that was a fun piece. But I do take mostly plastic and even broken toys because I can use those and take pieces off of them. But anything sort of a small apple or smaller.
Okay.
Those are the sizes.
Like the size of an apple.
Army men. Yeah, Legos. Some people just don't even have time to go through their junk thing and just bring a box, and I go through it, find what I need, and then I can recycle
Great
or
idea.
repurpose the other bits.
And if you're like the rest of us, I'm sure that people have plenty of stuff they'd love to just hand off to you.
Yeah, if you've got a junk drawer, I'm your girl.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things now.
I mean, I use pencil.
Yeah.
I'll use anything that I can glue.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
pencils, pens. I mean, pens, I can take them off into 4 different pieces and use those 4 pieces for,
I mean,
whatever.
I would have never even thought of that about that.
No, me
Yeah.
neither.
Yeah.
You also did your underwater series that I
Yes.
remember following.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, that is my deep passion. I go from murals to underwater painting to the plastics, and I just kind of mix it up all the time, which it keeps things fresh. I am a Pisces, and my birthday is day after tomorrow.
Okay.
I know.
Almost there. Happy early birthday.
Happy
Thank
early
you.
birthday.
And that's the sign of water, and I just grew up in the water, lake, swimming pool, diving off at high dives, and it's just me. And then when I got my hands on a nice bit of underwater housing that I could slip my iPhone into, which I could take underwater, that's when I started really taking photographs, and then that turned into girls and moms and boys and dressing up in costumes underwater and
It's so cool.
real make believe and play, and it's just so fun. And I've even gotten some older ladies in the pool with dresses. They didn't want to wear swimsuits, which is fine. You don't have to wear a swimsuit.
Can I wear, if y'all doing, can I wear a ski bib?
You can wear whatever you like. And just it was really touching to see the older ladies, not just kids, but really feeling empowered by being beautiful underwater when they never ever wanted to do it or be seen in a swimsuit. But then once you get in there and you relax and you're just swimming around, they're really quite taken with it. So those are my favorite.
And it's neat to see that they probably are so proud when they're done, right? They're like,
Yeah.
this is something I don't want to do. I'm not comfortable. And then they feel like, look what I accomplished.
Exactly.
Well,
And I let them bring their own clothes so they're comfortable. We'll put scarves and jewelry and roller skates or
Oh my
whatever
gosh.
on
In
it.
the pool?
In the pool. Everything
Wow.
goes in. I think you should.
Wow,
Let's
pool
do
is
it.
fun.
Okay.
Let's do it.
I'm going to be one.
Bring your Richard Simmons costume and let's get him in the pool. You could do some exercises under.
And my Reeboks, my white Reebok.
Yes.
I'm in, totally in, totally in.
piece of art you've ever created? Do you have a favorite?
I have a couple of favorites.
Okay.
I did a plastic bottle cap portrait of Nelson Mandela,
That one's fabulous.
which was my first bottle cap portrait. And I mean, I still look at it today and think I don't think I could do that again. I don't even know how I did it, but I did it.
So good.
I love it. It's
so good.
and I have this special tie to South Africa because my husband used to live there for 7 years and we went there and. So anyway, that was one of my favorite pieces. My other favorite piece was the first underwater painting I did, which happened as, I wouldn't say a mistake, but my oldest son, was swimming in this above ground pool with a friend. And I said, well, I want to get some pictures of you. Let's try it. And he said, well, you can because your iPhone's waterproof. So I said, perfect. Got in the pool, took some pictures, phone died, quickly went into a bag of rice. It never recovered. But lo and behold, iCloud picked up 2 photos from that before it died.
No way.
Yeah. And so the very first photo of him was the first underwater photo I did.
And the moral of that story is don't listen to a teenage boy that says
absolutely
that you can put your phone underwater.
Because it's not waterproof.
No, because it will die.
It will die. And
I don't know that I knew that story there. That is great. That is awesome. And this podcast, we focus on middle-aged women and stress, and we all need outlets. And of course, this is your outlet. If somebody want to, jump into this, what do you suggest they do? Just start having fun with it and being creative. Like, what do you think? I mean, are there art classes people can go to? What do people do?
Absolutely. Definitely try to relax and have fun with it. I always find that if someone is really wanting to do it and they just say, I just never have time for it, the way you make time for it is to actually have a designated space in your house with all of the tools out, ready to go. So, because I think most people, when they think about it, I have to set it up, I have to get it out of this closet, now the basement. But if you have it set up, and it can be a 3 foot by 3 foot square part of the room, but just a table with your supplies out, ready to go.
Makes sense.
There, and then it's less opportunity for you to make an excuse not to have
That is
it.
a great idea.
But there are loads of art courses around town. Sertoma Art Center, Pullen Art Center. They offer the most amazing classes in drawing, painting, pottery, jewelry making, bookmaking, you name it, it's there.
Now, do any of these places offer naked art, baby?
I think so.
I think you should do it. We need to get a bunch of male models.
Absolutely.
And you're going to be the first.
And
you can do. They just had, I was watching Trash TV, one of the housewives, and they did that. They had like 6 men show up and they were outside. That was like one of their ladies' night. And they had to draw these naked men. And of course, they were, having some wine. I was like, that would be funny.
Hilarious.
Now, we would not get through it. Yours would be amazing. Mine would look like it came from like a kindergarten class, right?
Stick figure.
A stick figure with, a banana.
Do you still do the concert where they used to have you come? And what is that?
It's band together.
And so you do it from scratch there, right?
Usually because we're on a time limit. I mean, we only have about 2 hours to finish the piece because they want to get all the bids in because they auction them off. So I usually get a start before I get there and then I just paint live until it's done.
And do you like that?
I love it. I love painting live.
Yeah.
I've seen that's become kind of a popular thing at weddings, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Like during the ceremony, or would you do that if somebody wanted that?
Yeah. And I've also done the last 2 years Make-A-Wish. I paint live at the Make-A-Wish with a Make-A-Wish child.
Oh, wow.
And we work together, auction that off.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If somebody wants to go and see all of your stuff, do you have a website? What's the best?
Yes.
Okay.
I have a website, denisehughes.com, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Although I have to admit, I'm not very good with Facebook. So if you really want to get me on Instagram.
Okay.
But a lot of my work for Wake Med hospitals, I've done all around the region. But unfortunately, most of those murals are in the radiology rooms for the young kids, the patients coming in. And I make it sort of an I Spy theme per location. So most people don't get to see those. But it's a great distraction for the children who are coming in.
You are really making a difference in people's lives.
I mean, I look
really
at your murals all the time when I'm in the kitchen with the kids. We're
Those
always,
were
I mean,
so much fun.
so fun.
Yeah.
All the different rooms, they all have their theme.
The best part about working with Oberlin Road, obviously, I love them because that's where my kids go. And the doctors, the staff.
Oh, they're amazing. They're my favorite.
Amazing. But they just let me paint whatever I wanted. They didn't, I mean, they did say we would like 2 North Carolina murals or something like that. And I did those. And then they just said, do whatever you want. And so it was just free reign to come up with ideas. And I've painted some with my friends' dogs in them or, so it was just fun.
I
It was
love
really
that.
fun.
Well, they knew that you were more creative probably than what they could come up with, which I would be like that too. If I was like, just do what you want.
Creative freedom for you.
I love that.
100%.
It was great.
And what about for donations? Is it best to drop them off at your studio?
Yes, Mel. Or you could ship it to that address. That studio, a lot of times I'll just come up to the studio and there's a box by the door. So I don't have to be there. You can just drop it off. But of course, if you want to come while I'm there, we're there from 3 to 5 every day. So,
Okay. That is so great.
but yeah, I love donations and the weirder the better. I love weird things.
Okay.
So y'all go through those junk drawers
Yeah.
and find your weird stuff. And just bring it.
And bring it and drop it off. Have it be turned into art.
Yes. And so the last few projects I've really enjoyed doing. So I haven't just stuck with the plastic. For instance, a friend of mine in England, her horse died last year. And so she sent me all of her horse ribbons that she had won with Chico, her horse. And so I took all the ribbons and cut them up and made a portrait of her and her horse. So that
Did she just melt?
Yes, that's in England. So it's been fun the longer I'm going to be able to, really like the one big piece I did of the Statue of Liberty.
I was just going to bring that up. That's in Jill's house.
That's in Jill, Jill.
So I saw that, but I watched it and I was like, Denise, immediately. I mean, it's right there. And I watched it and I was like, and she goes, do you know Denise? I was like, oh, yes. And that is 100% her piece.
Yeah.
You can spot them.
And it's but what was great about that project was she brought her daughter's first lock of hair and her baby tooth and this little plastic things. All of her dad's brass swim medals, which make up the torch. And then all of her little generations of silver baby rattles. And we included all of that on there. So it's a real special.
It's a showstopper. I mean,
and it's not small.
No, but Lady Liberty is in there.
How big is it?
It is 4 foot by 5 foot. So it's big. It's
Wow.
a big piece.
But you know what? If you are going to want something that's different that you cannot find anywhere and a piece of art that it ties to your personal life, come on. You can't get any better than that.
No.
Huh.
And I love it. I love hearing the stories and really thinking about that while I'm making it and, thinking about my friend whose horse passed away and just, really getting into it and making something from me for her.
And then when somebody walks in their house, they literally get to love and enjoy that every day, every single day.
How long does it take you to make a piece like that?
It totally depends. But some pieces take up to 5 weeks to make. But I will admit that I am a workaholic. And like I said, I eat, sleep, breathe art. I will just go at it so hard, forget to eat, that's just me. So I'm a fast painter. I can paint really quickly to get the gist down. The plastic takes a lot longer. And the ribbons, And then I made Alicia Keys out of vintage matchbox.
Really?
Well, I don't think
I
I've
haven't
seen
seen
that.
that.
No.
It's Girl on Fire.
Yeah. Yes. Oh my gosh, yeah.
So where is that one?
That one's at my studio right now. It's getting ready to be hung at Margot's restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
I just ate there
Kristen,
recently.
you
Yeah.
did?
I did.
But that was fun, and that one came about because my younger son and I, Callum, went to a vintage market, and we were just shopping around, and he likes weird stuff too, so it's good. And we came across this big box of vintage matchbooks. Were torn. A lot were really old. He could not. Now he was 16 at the time. He could not, in his mind, work out what a matchbook is.
He was like,
And why people would have them, why people would carry matches around in their pocket.
you're like, oh, I can tell you why.
Yeah.
Or maybe I shouldn't.
But it's just so funny. He just couldn't get it, and it just dawned on me. And that was like, I got to have these. I got to make something out
That
of
is
it.
so good. And you did Taylor Swift too, didn't you?
Yeah, you
Yes.
did.
That
do
was a
T
big one.
Swift.
Yeah.
I do remember that one
She
too.
hangs at Dress, Raleigh,
Yes.
which is a fabulous store.
It is so good.
She's great. She kind of covers up the whole back wall, and
Yeah.
she's become quite the figure there. They just relate to her. Oh, yeah, back by Taylor.
You can try that on by Taylor.
Yeah.
By Taylor.
Remember concert tickets?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Some people have saved them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
The stubs, and that you could do their favorite artist and all
Yes.
concert
Yes.
tickets. How
Yes.
cool would that be?
Yes.
And posters
Love
and
it.
their favorite artist and have all of that memorabilia.
Yeah.
That would be
Especially music
really
lovers that
cool.
are just
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that are just-
Absolutely.
yeah.
I literally do not turn down any junk. However it comes to me, whatever it is, I just love
Comic books.
figuring it out.
I've been thinking all of these, and you could do
I mean,
like your favorite
Pokemon cards. Think of
Pokemon
you
cards.
could do like something else.
Your favorite
Pokemon.
baseball player and the baseball cards. I mean, there's so many different ways.
I just
This
thought
is
about-
very
Yeah.
cool.
Do you remember when Austin got into, we called them mans, those little wrestlers that they were like,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yes.
I think we've got 9 million
Oh, yeah.
Mans.
little mans. Remember the
I
mans?
love those.
And he was like, where are my mans? And we had to pack about 8 suitcases of mans if we would go to the beach. And I was like, oh my God. And I would step on the freaking mans, and they're about like Legos. But I think we've got about 9 million.
Oh,
You could tear those things
I can
up.
tear it up. Especially if I can take off their arms and heads. Because if they have rotating arms, that means there's a joint that I can like pull them
pull it.
apart. And then that would be like the perfect little nose nostril.
I mean, look at this creativity.
You never stop.
I love it. That is
Never
so good.
stop.
Austin, I'm sorry, honey. I'm going to give away all of your mans.
All of your mans.
And Dee is going to be doing a great piece of art or several with your mans.
Somebody the other day brought off this huge box of naked Ken dolls with no heads.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just so funny to walk up to my studio with like 40 naked headless men.
First of all, I want to know the story behind
Hey,
who.
where are the heads?
Where are the heads?
I want to know
There's
who
a
dropped that
crush in
off,
there.
and we're going to have them on the podcast and be like, why? Tell me about this.
I do kind of freak people out. Sometimes I'll just put them right where you don't expect it. So you turn around, they're right at your eye. Just,
That
we
is
have fun in our
so
studio.
great. Well, we hope that we brought some awesome and exciting things to go on Instagram and her website. If you are from this area, you've probably seen a lot of Denise's art. But if you are moving to the area or you are not from here and you're visiting, you have to see this in person. Like pictures don't even do it justice. It's
They
just
don't.
that good. Come to Raleigh, visit us. Thank you for joining us. And don't forget to listen on Spotify, Apple, YouTube. And if you have any ideas about who you would like to see on the show or hear on the show, let us know. All right, Raleigh peeps, stay reckless and rooted. No,
Oh, she did it backwards again.
Okay, Raleigh peeps, stay rooted and a little reckless. See you next time.
Bye.